So today I wanted to tell you everything that you need to know about this bike here from JOYWAY. The company did send me it for this review. I wanted to go through and show you what the assembly process looks like. Spoiler alert, it's actually really easy, probably like one of the most easy assemblies I've done for an electric bike. So I'm going to go through that process, and then I want to walk through some of the features of this bike and basically tell you everything that you need to know before you go through and purchase this for yourself. And you can see this is how it comes packaged, really well packaged. Everything's kind of put in there and there's lots of protection and things like that. It comes basically in one piece, which is really nice. And then inside some of the styrofoam, there is this some of the parts inside there. So before you throw away any of the packaging, make sure that you check that. Okay, and once you get everything out of the box, this is how it basically comes. You can see the nice thing is this is pretty much almost all the way assembled. The tires are already on here, and you can see just how collapsible this thing can be, so it's perfect when you can store it. I'm going to show you how to install this thing and get it all together. But you can see you have the handle here, a little pad for the back. You do have to put one wheel on. It's nice it comes with this little Allen wrench set here. Like, this is a nice Allen wrench set. And then you, of course, have the instructions and the charger here. Okay, so they have really clear instructions on how to go through and assemble this, but I'm going to be going through it with you here as well. What it wants us to do is kick this kickstand up here so it can stand. So make sure you pull this kickstand down, and then this kind of hinges out this way. You can see, just like that. Just bring the bike together, close that up. You'll hear it snap just like that. And then this is nice. You can just go through and screw this to tighten it up there. I believe is how that works. This kind of goes through and moves, so you want to make sure that the wheel is facing forward before you go through and latch this up. With this, I believe you just close that, and then this kind of locks shut. Yep, just like that. So you can see now we already have the bike. It's looking really good already. Super easy to assemble this. Okay, and next we're going to insert this into the top here. Now, there is this little groove here. You can see that little groove, and there's a little spot on this bar that you want to make sure that those line up. So we're going to grab that. We're going to stick these in here. Kind of got to angle it just right. And that just slides in there just like that. And then now here you want to make sure that your wheels are facing forward. So this is where you can make some adjustments by holding this and moving it over as you need, and then tightening this up. And now you can see we have the wheel facing the correct way here. So next we need to go and put this back little seat thing on here. This is super easy. You just take the Allen wrench that it provided, and there's one little screw right here. So you just go through and screw that out just like this. And then the way this works is, let me put that out there. You can see the way that this works is it kind of goes through and it latches onto that seat. You can see there's these little latches right here. So you grab this, you put them into the holes here, and then you slide it towards the battery, just like that, and it kind of holds it in place. And then this screw, you go through and screw that in just to the bottom right here, and then that seat is pretty much ready to install. So get that as tight as you can with your hand, and then use the Allen wrench after that, and then you have a nice looking back seat here. Now it's time for the pedal here, so just go and grab this and screw it in this way. And then you want to grab the side. So if you just do the pedal, it's not going to really twist anything. What you want to make sure you have here is you twist this part right here. So I'd probably recommend taking a wrench here just to go through and screw that in nice and tight. Hold the pedal in place. The last step is the seat here. You can see the seat actually goes through and collapses as well. You can lock it into place just like that. And then this, you slide in here. You want to make sure that this little latch right here is open. And then you can adjust the seat to be higher or lower according to your preference. For me, it'll probably be somewhere right there. Once you find a height that you are comfortable with, then you can lock that into place. And you can see that seat is not going to go anywhere. And I must say that was incredibly easy to install. They made that super easy. It takes less than like 5 minutes, as you saw there. Okay, so now we have this thing all assembled. So now I want to show you kind of some of the bells and whistles and how to actually use this thing. So the first thing to note is that it does come with a set of keys. This set of keys has two functionality. First is you do need it in order to start the actual bike. So you'll see you can go through and there's a little ignition here. This needs to be facing down. On top of that, if you push in, it will actually go through, and sorry, I'm doing this with one hand, but you can see it will unlock that little latch right there. So that allows you to take the battery in and out if you need to. Most of the time I just keep the battery on here, but if you want to, you could unlock that and then pull this out completely there to charge it indoors or whatever you wanted it to do. You can see there is a nice kickstand here. You have these little pegs on the end on each side so you can mount trailers or things like that onto the bike. You can see it has a back light here, and then just look how nice these tires are. So nice thick tires and fenders across the back. I really like the paint job that they have on here. It's like a really clean black on this thing. And then taking a look over here, a fairly comfortable seat for this bike on here. And then this seat, of course, can adjust up and down as you need. And then taking a closer look over here, this is how you actually turn on the power to the bike. So first you want to make sure that the ignition is on all the way over here. And then down below this way, you can see there's this button. When you hold that down, you have the display for the bike here. And what's cool about this is there's lots of different functionality. First of all, you can go through and change the level of pedal assist. And this has actually 5 different levels of pedal assist. So most bikes I've seen usually only have 3 levels. This one has up to 5. So, and then of course it has a 0 function as well. So if you didn't want any pedal assist, you could use that there. Taking a look at these other buttons, you can see if you hold down the plus button here, it's going to turn on this light in the front. So it has a nice little light here, and then it also has a reflector on the bottom. You have a fender here on the front, and then nice thick tires on the back here as well. So that's nice, nice little functionality. And then, of course, taking a closer look at this as well, you do have the battery indicator here, letting you know how much time is left. Okay, and something else that is important to note is when you do have this, if you hold down the bottom button, it will kind of turn into an autopilot mode where the wheel will just keep going and spinning. So just keep that in mind. And then if there are different modes for keeping track of like how fast you're going or the mileage, you see this will keep track of the mileage as you're going. But if you click the power button again, you can see right now it's on trip, and then this goes to the 000, and then you can go over to the max, and then the average here, mile per hour. So you have all those different things that you can look at when you are using this thing to keep track of your mileage, basically. It, of course, has brakes on both sides here. You have the gear icon 1 through 7, and then there is a nice little bell here. There is the quick release on the gears here, and then here's a closer look at the pedals that do have a rear reflector on that. So hopefully that gives you a good idea on what this bike actually looks like, the functionality of it. I'm going to be going through and giving this thing a full test ride as well, so I'll have another video coming out here in a little bit, but overall very happy with this thing. I think it looks awesome. The lights are really nice that they have that functionality, and yeah, very happy with this thing so far, but we're going to go through and give it a test run. I do want to call out though, just one thing real quickly, is the suspension on this thing is really good. So you can see just how much that goes down when you're going up and down on this thing. But like I said, I'm going to go ride it some more and give you my full thoughts after that.